It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme today. It's the New York Giants and the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday night primetime.
Just a few blocks down the street from the state capitol in Indiana, it's Lucas Oil Stadium, downtown Indianapolis, the home of the Colts. And thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. Buckle up, partner. I think this is going to be an aerial show. Both of these teams giving us the hint that the ball's going to be in the air a lot in this one.
Oh, no question. I think both teams were very clear in our weekly meetings that that was going to be the plan. And what we see right now in today's modern football, Mike, is the direct correlation between explosive plays, in this case, two teams that rely on those explosives coming in the passing game, and the direct ability to score points. At the end of the day, this is who can score the most points. And if you want to score points today, it's going to become by throwing the ball deep downfield as often as you can.
Here's Matt Gay ready to get this one started. Off we go from downtown Indianapolis. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led out by a former second-round pick out of Missouri. The quarterback is Drew Lock.
I don't know about you, Mike, but my biggest takeaway from our meeting with him was just how important it is that they get off to a fast start. He made it very clear. They wanted to put their opponent on their heels right from the jump. So I think early in this game, they're going to come out swinging right from their opening whistle.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They'll run here with the rookie. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
And I think this is something we're going to see a lot here tonight. The ability to use this run game to really set the tone coming out here for this offense.
Lock to throw on first and 10. This one is hauled in by Daniel Bellinger. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Quick slant looked in by Neighbors. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Malik Neighbors, the intended receiver. And that will lead to a second down. Bellinger, the tight end, is the one in motion. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
So the receiver does everything right, except for the most important part. He runs a nice route, great separation downfield, but now you just got to finish that thing off with a catch.
Throw it. Lock. Now a screen set up for Tracy. That screen goes for 12, and that's a first down.
Well, I think it's pretty clear what the week's plan was, and that was to get the quarterback in a rhythm right out of the gate. You got to imagine as the game unfolds, they'll sprinkle in some runs. But so far, it's been their passing game to get this game started, and that last one results in a first down.
They'll go to the ground, and here's Tracy on first down. Can he get away? No! He's taken down behind the line. Good job by the defense with a negative play.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Throwing on second down, Locke. That's over the middle to the tight end, Bellinger. A big play there on second down, but we do have a flag on the field, and that's in an area where usually this play gets erased. From the gun, it's Locke. That's to Robinson. He's got it. Ninth play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on third down. Locke out of the shotgun. That's caught left side by Bellinger. It is a pickup of 18, and by a yard, they get the third down conversion.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
And he's in! Tyrone Tracy. Touchdown, New York. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Now it's Graham Gano for the PAT. He's got it. And the Giants will take a 7-0 lead. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Anthony Gould now to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Colts offense going to take the field here for the first time. Led by their man at quarterback out of the University of Florida, it's Anthony Richardson.
Mike, when you look around the league, there's just not a lot of quarterbacks that look and can play to the style of Anthony Richardson. He can make every throw on the field. He's big. He can run for power, run with speed. As he continues to iron out some of those flaws from coming out of college, he lost his rookie season to injury. Here in year two, I wouldn't be shocked by year end if he's a household name.
Open man, that's Alec Pierce. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
That one complete to Pierce. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
It'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
from the gun on third down. Richardson. Coming open is Pierce. It's on target. And he will score. Alec Pierce. Touchdown, Colts. They get the job done in the air. Greg, that is a play we see often. It's also a play we see work very often.
Mike, that 4 vertical route, it puts a ton of pressure on the secondary. But in order to do that, you have to give your quarterback time for those receivers to get downfield. Give credit to the offensive line. That's exactly what they did. They're able to take advantage for the strike.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Colts come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. This taken at the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Giants offense ready to see the football for the second time. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, going right. Now it's Tracy looking to run. That one never got started. Too much defensive pressure. They drop him in the backfield.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
A 2nd down throw for Locke. Pass pulled in by Tracy. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down is Locke. That's taken in. What a catch by Neighbors. 13 yards on that pass play. 1st down, Giants.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
On the give, it's Tracy. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. On the ground, it's right back to Tracy. And nothing doing on that one. He'll go down behind the line.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
So on 4th down, out is Jamie Gillen to punt for the Giants. Josh Downs set to return for the Colts. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Colts offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. From the gun, Richardson. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. He'll look deep for Pittman. They will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Richardson will give it to Taylor. Down the sideline, inside the 25. And they're finally going to bring him down. It's a first down if it stands, but maybe a hold set him free. To throw, it's Richardson. And this one is caught by Pierce. Good result there after the penalty. They get the yardage back and then some.
How fast things can flip. You find yourself in 1st and a mile after taking a penalty on 1st down. But that chunk play there in the passing game now gets them back in sequence with the chains and brings up a more manageable 2nd down.
Throwing on 2nd down, Richardson. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And that is incomplete.
Ever so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Gay's kick is good. And the Colts will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. To throw is locked. That one intercepted. It's the linebacker, E.J. Speed. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Understanding the coverage shells of cover 2 is critical, especially for the linebackers, Mike. They're responsible for those underneath zones. There is some vulnerability to this coverage unit if you don't have guys who understand their assignments. Well, I'll tell you what, this guy definitely was paying attention in meetings because he was in the right place at the right time, and he's able to come away with the big pick.
On first down, it's Richardson. He's going to tuck it and go. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
Here's 2nd and 6. Throwing is Richardson. Got his man at the 6. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
Sudden change. So you find yourself defensively a little bit on your heels. Your offense just turned the ball over. Now you've got to go out and make a stand. Well, so far this offense has moved the ball pretty quickly, but can they dig in and at least force a field goal?
Off the zone read, this is Richardson. And this one blown up. Good surge and drop him. A loss on the play, back to the 9-yard line. So we are through one on Sunday Night Football. 10-7 is the score. We'll come back to Indianapolis in a moment. Another shot at it from the 9. 2nd down and goal. Now Richardson. He pulls it in around the 5. And he will get into the end zone. Mo Alley Cox. Touchdown, Indy. Now Gay for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Colts will get out in front 17-7. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. On the return, it is Tyrone Tracy. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Now the return man is a bit slow getting up after that kick. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is locked. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
This is a great example of the game within the game. They're making what they call Mike declaration, and that's what sets the responsibilities of all the protectors. And in this case, the Mike was the one who came. He's unblocked, and he's able to get home.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Locke working out of the pistol. To get that complete right side, it's Bellinger.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
Here's Locke to throw. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
There's Jamie Gillen on now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. Here's the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over once more. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with 1st down. On 1st down, they'll start with Taylor. And he's able to sidestep his way forward and pick up 4. On 2nd down, Richardson. Going over the middle and taken in by Pittman. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. A really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Richardson gonna look to throw. That's the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. That's caught inside by Pittman on the slant. That's his 3rd catch of this 1st half and good enough for a 1st down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
On play action, Richardson. That's complete. Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
A 2nd down throw for Richardson. Looking middle, and he's got downs. This drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
there's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Taylor. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. Now it's Richardson. He'll keep it, and he will take it in himself. Anthony Richardson. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The dual threat of the quarterback. When you have one that can run, why not use him, especially down here, Greg? And they punch it in for the touchdown.
There's nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than down here near the goal line when he can call his own number. And in this case, that's exactly what he does, and he's able to take it in himself.
Gay to add the PAT. His kick is good. And the Colts up their lead. It's now 24-7. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. On the return, it's Gunnar Olszewski. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Bellinger, the tight end, is the one in motion. He's got his man, that's Slayton. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Slayton is the man in motion. On play action. Lock. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
The whole idea of the play action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins. And it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. In motion, it's Robinson. They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. And that didn't fool anyone. They'll chase him down behind the line of scrimmage.
When you come across on a jet sweep, Mike, you're hoping once you get the ball, all you see is green grass and open space. Well, in this case, he had a lot of unhappy defenders waiting for him, and they're able to put him down behind the line.
They'll put a receiver in motion right. A carry here for Tracy. And he is planted backfield. Defenders crashing through. Blow up that play behind the line.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
From the gun, it's Locke. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple yards shy of the first down. Here comes fourth down.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike. How well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard it.
Gano's kick is good. And the Giants are back within 2 scores.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
Graham Gano now, following the field goal. Back to kick this one away. Josh Downs now on the return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Colts offense ready to take over once again. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. Deontay Banks comes up to make the play. Two minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis after this. 2nd and 7. Throwing, Richardson. That's to the left side and taken in by Downs. Now a 3rd and 2. From the gun, Richardson. Coming open is Pierce. It's on target.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
Richardson to throw it here on first down. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. They get 12 yards on that pass. First down, Indianapolis. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. Quick throw, taken in. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Completing this one to Downs. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that will be a bit of a letdown.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Richardson. Oh, trying to set up the screen, but that is going to fall incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Throwing on 2nd down, Richardson. That one complete to Pierce. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. Richardson to throw. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Back to the air, Richardson. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this 1st half.
Goes without saying, Mike, you have to be smart with the ball, especially down here in the red zone. You're already in scoring position. And I understand they're trying to come away with a touchdown, but at the very least, come away with 3. Worst case scenario is you turn the ball over and you come away with nothing.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Colts going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the 1st half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Final 2nd now of this 1st half as this one is away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Now Locke. Now he'll air this one out deep for Hyatt. That is caught. And he's going to be out of bounds. Triple zeros up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the 1st half.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a strong 1st half out of the mobile quarterback, Anthony Richardson. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys have the lead at halftime. This was an extremely one-sided 1st half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Colts offense and Anthony Richardson getting ready for their next drive. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. Run with Taylor. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. Here's Richardson. Going to keep this himself. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Anthony Richardson, I mean, it's not hard to see why they want to get the ball in his hands as often as possible, both as a passer, but when you can get him as a designed runner, his size and speed, he is a handful for defenses.
On first down, it's Richardson. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
If you want to be a top-notch NFL DB, of course, yes, the athleticism is a given, but it's really, you have to be instinctive. The instincts are what allow you to maximize those physical skills, and you saw him on full display right here, leading in the big-time breakup.
On second down, Richardson. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
From the gun on third down, Richardson. He'll try and get there on the ground. A big play there on the scramble. A gain of 48.
That's about as electric as it gets for the quarterback position. There's just frankly not a lot of guys in the league that are capable of making such a play. You could see when he turned into a runner, there was an extra gear in there, and when he was all said and done, he sets up first and goal.
So the big play gets him down close, and now it's first and goal. No handoff, he'll keep it himself. And he will do it himself. He's in. Anthony Richardson, touchdown Colts. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this third quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the third quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Olszewski now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Giants offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Lock out of the shotgun. He'll get that complete right side. It's Bellinger. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And he'll only get down to around the 42.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
They'll run with Tracy. And he'll get forward for a couple. Zaire Franklin that time. There for the tackle. Third and 6. Here's Locke. He finds his tight end, Bellinger.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that third down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
On the ground, here's Tracy. Good blocking to the 15. And he's going to take this all the way home. Tyrone Tracy. Touchdown, Giants.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with the touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Yeah, a little bit of belief, don't you think? Everyone on that field knows they've been a part of a comeback before. It's a pretty big mountain, but a good way to get started here to begin this half. So up comes Locke. He and the offense will try to add 2 more. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. A dive, and he's in. The 2-point conversion is successful.
Not a real complicated breakdown needed here, Mike. In short yardage situations like that, if you have confidence in both your back and your offensive line, sometimes it's the simplest plays that have the best results.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. On the return, this is Downs. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Colts offense ready to get back at it. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's Richardson. That one into the hands of Downs. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
A second down throw for Richardson. They go right back to Downs. He's got it again. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Richardson going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. Jonathan Taylor, the intended receiver. And it'll be 3rd down.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline. Adoree Jackson gets a hand on it to make the play.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
The Giants offense. And their running back set to go once more. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Throw it. Lock. Looking to set up the screen there, but he decides not to force it, and it's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
He'll take this ahead. It's a pickup of 3. That's E.J. Speed getting in there to make the tackle. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Lock to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now 4th down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now Richardson. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it, you start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
On play action, Richardson, and downfield, it is Downs with the catch. A great connection there. They're going to bring it down inside the 35-yard line.
It's not a coincidence, Mike, that the best offenses in the NFL are all excellent at yards after the catch. It's a combination of a few things: a highly accurate quarterback and the ability of the scheme to get open players in open space. Once you do that, the rest is up to them.
They'll motion over Pierce. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. That's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll go play action. It's Richardson. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he won't quite make it to the pylon, but he's out of bounds right around the 1-yard line. It is a gain of 23 yards, and now they'll have 4 shots at it. It's 1st and goal.
So first off, nice job picking up enough for the 1st down. But I got to be honest, Mike, when he caught it, I thought he was going to put his foot in the ground and get physical and...
Powering forward. He's in. Jonathan Taylor. Touchdown, Indy. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Now Gay for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Colts will extend this 3rd quarter lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Tracy now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's locked. Pass pulled in by Tracy. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Finding his tight end, Bellinger. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Able to get loose after the catch for more yardage. That'll be a pickup of 21. First and 10. Now Locke. That's taken in. What a catch by Neighbors. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
In motion, it's Robinson. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. And he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's first and 10. In motion, it's Robinson. Here comes the jet sweep. And not much there. Down to about the 13. Here's second and 9. They send him right out of the slot. They run on the jet sweep. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
Great job by the defense seeing this jet sweep unfold. They're able to get right to the point of contact and take this guy down for a loss.
Here's a third and 10. Sending a receiver right. On third down, they'll run with Tracy. And he's inside the 10, pushing forward for a gain of 5 yards. They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on fourth down. They'll go. It's Locke. To the goal line and in. Darius Slayton. Touchdown, New York. Well, Greg, really down to the point where every possession they need to score, and they get a touchdown here to stay alive.
Mike, I like what I'm seeing out of this team. They find themselves down big late, but there's no quit. They're continuing to fight back, and they got a chance to make this one a 2-possession game here late.
So up comes Locke. He and the offense will try to add 2 more.
The Giants will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but the execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. On the return, this is Downs. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Richardson will give it to Taylor. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
They'll go again here with Taylor. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Third down and 9. Off the zone read, this is Richardson. A pickup of 12 yards. That's good for a Colts 1st down.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read. The defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a 1st down.
In motion comes Pittman. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They go right back to Taylor. Down the sideline, past the 45. And he'll be taken down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Zone read, it's a give to Taylor. And the defense was ready for him this time. Did not have the same room to run. That one's no gain.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Now a toss, running left, it's Taylor. And that's good run support on the edge. Nice tackle out wide. That'll hold them to a gain of 2. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? From the gun, Richardson. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of a defense, and we saw it again here.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun. It's Taylor. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. This one caught at the 4. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
They'll try to push forward, but only a yard down to the 2.
I don't mind the call. Down here this close to the goal line, you're trying to account for the extra defenders. In this case, you're trying to read them, but give credit to the defense. They had the running back accounted for and the quarterback.
Throwing on 2nd down, Richardson. And he will score again. Anthony Richardson. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Gay to add the PAT. It's up and good. And the Colts will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get back to work. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Bellinger, the tight end, is the one in motion. Pass complete to Neighbors. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Now Locke. Right back to Neighbors. He's got it again. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
It's a gain of 6. 1st down, Giants.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Here's 1st and 10. Bellinger, the tight end, is the one in motion. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Left side in the hands of Neighbors. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Locke out of the shotgun. That is incomplete, but there is a flag down. Big call here. It was third down. The offense staying out there for this fourth down. Here's Locke. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on down. The home team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a first down. They'll work the middle here with Taylor. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
On first down, they'll stay with Taylor on the ground. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. So it's a win for the Colts. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts, winners here in the Circle City, as we say so long from Indianapolis.